Hey guys, this is John. As I was editing, I realized we kind of forgot to film a segue into part 2, so sorry about that. Anywho, enjoy the conclusion to our computer building journey.
It's pretty sure I said these were faster.
Oh! My bad.
I'm double checking. These are 3200. What is that?
These are 16.
300.
300. Hang on, what?
Or 3000, I mean.
What's that mean?
It's
I see the
speed.
16 GB or GV.
So right here, it says 3200 megahertz, and then right there, it's 3000.
Okay.
So there you go.
So.
You wanted green, right?
Oh, want to do that one?
Nope.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yours does not have onboard graphics. If your graphics card goes out, you have no graphics. So I got the Silverstone case, part of the P series, because it was the most reasonably priced case I could find that still had modern features while still accepting optical drives. It's got pretty good ventilation for being as cheap as it was. I got this thing for like 40 bucks, including shipping, I believe. I can't remember. I bought all this stuff a long time ago. Alright, there's front panel I/O for the USB 3. Like I said, modern options. Like most cases that have an optical drive don't have USB 3. They still have USB 2, or at least most ones I saw. And it looks like we got everything we technically need. There's not a whole lot of frills. It is a simple case on purpose. Wanted something that would be affordable while still ticking all the boxes. at work, spring break. Woo!
And it doesn't need the graphics card.
And it's got 3 holes now that it shouldn't have had to have had. Just so I could get that graphics card in, just so I could boot with the 1600, just so I could update the BIOS, just so I could. So that was a trip, wasn't it? So, John, said you had something you wanted to talk about.
Well, when it comes to the graphics card, why do you have to plug the HDMI up to the graphics card instead of the HDMI that's on the motherboard?
Because some of the chips have integrated graphics and some of them don't. The 3200G that we're working with has integrated graphics, so that one doesn't need a graphics card to be hooked up to it at all. So whenever we had to put the 1600 into the motherboard the 3200G was going to go into, we had to grab a graphics card out of storage so it had something to display with so that we could update the BIOS.
When it comes to the fans for the CPUs, what is the reason that they switched from the screw on with the spring basically to what it looks like
The clip style?
Yeah.
This is speculation because I don't know why they did it. It's actually easier for the clip style, which I think is probably the reason. Ease of use. Basically, the latches the hooks that the latches go onto stay permanently attached to the motherboard, so you don't have to hold in your back plate while you're screwing in. It makes it much easier. A couple times I needed you, even while you're working on something else, to come over and lend me a hand because I needed to hold the fan in place and hold the back plate and operate the screw just because of the angles we were working at because of the way the case was designed, or because of something else that had happened, or because I'm trying to work around this bundle of wires or what have you.
What about the power supplies? How did you judge what amount of power you needed per hour?
Well, whenever I was originally building my first computer, my first computer in 10 years, Alice, there's a useful tool online. Put in everything you're wanting to have in the computer, and it will tell you how much wattage you need. But you can find out yourself because each one of these products has a wattage rating. And you add those together, and then you get extra because if you put in a power supply that can just handle barely everything in your system, you're going to have problems because, one, those power supplies do not always deliver all the wattage they claim they do. There's inconsistencies, there's margins of errors, and they degrade slowly over time. I was always told, and I firmly believe, you should always get, if your budget allows, double what your maximum wattage required is, because that's going to mean your computer, when it's at full load, is going to operate in its highest efficiency with power. And because if I'm not gaming or editing, my computer's completely off, that's when I need it to be the most efficient. And it means that you have a huge margin of error, even if it degrades the most amount you can expect from a power supply, it'll still have enough juice.
With the cases, so all three of these are different cases. What was the reason why you had to go with each individual case? I'm just curious about.
Cheapest one at Micro Center that also looked good and was relatively easy to work with. I also wanted one that was white. Had the options I was looking for, which was tempered glass. I wanted it to look pretty. Vain. That's the word. That was a vain moment for me. I wanted it to look pretty. I could have saved a lot of money on my budget and got a better computer, but I got a cheaper case. This case was like $100+ when I got it. This case was like $60, just a little bit over. This one, I was literally looking for the cheapest case I could find that had USB 3 on the front, could hold the correct standard of motherboard, and could take optical media. I think that thing was $50, and that included shipping. which is good for a case. So that was this build vlog. Thanks for watching. Maybe give us some suggestions for what you'd like to see in the future. We're looking forward to being able to put out more videos more consistently. We've gotten some better equipment so that our audio quality doesn't blow up your eardrums, and we're looking forward to having better lighting, better video, and such moving forward. So please show your support by watching, liking, comment, subscribing, sacrifice a goat, maybe. Whatever it gets to make the YouTube algorithm help love us.
And away we go!
I feel scandalized he's touched my breasts.
Was not trying to invade your space, that's it.
No bed pens. Whenever you have a second, clean that. Ah!
Clean that and that? Or just that?
Clean me. Oh, some of that got on the actual CPU. How the hell did that happen? Point your light away. See, right here, just very faintly, some of it got right there.
You sure it's not?
Uh-huh.
Hang on, look. Look again. It's the light's coming through the holes.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right.
Is that right, or am I not seeing it?
You're right.
Okay.